All right, I'm resting. I need to just chill here for a minute. So I thought it would be fun. I wanted to do this the other day. Um, it's 36 questions, and it's supposed to be questions to ask your significant other or your potential significant other, but this can be for anyone. I think they're fun. I like trivias and things like this, but these kind of provoke thought. It's a good thing I waited to do this because my garbage man had a temper tantrum outside. Because you know what? People put stuff in the trash, and you have to be careful because these people are working, and it's their workplace, and you are potentially putting them at risk for injury by throwing broken glass in the garbage without wrapping it properly. But anyways, he went off, and it's a good thing I wasn't recording this very relaxing, calming video. Anywho, this is just fun, okay? I might as well make content when I'm, I could do a diamond painting or some sort of craft, but that's just not my thing. So anyways, again, these can be just fun family questions or whatever. And I might answer, well, I think I'll answer a couple of them just for the heck of it. This is a low-key channel, by the way. This is not extravagant or super entertaining. Someone even left a comment that I'm boring. I've worked very hard at becoming boring, so I'll take that. Anyways, given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest? I know Joe Rogan did a podcast. He had Kid Rock as the guest, and he said Jesus. But we're not going to go. We're going to do living. Who would you want as a dinner guest? I don't know. I'd like someone that could provoke thought and conversation. I don't know. Would you like to be famous? In what way? Yes, I want to be in a PG-rated movie. Before making a telephone call, do you ever rehearse what you are going to say and why? No, I don't do that. And let me tell you, I just talked to someone yesterday whose coworker gets anxiety from the telephone, and that's very common, actually. I've had to make a number of calls for people because they just get severe anxiety on the phone. I do go through periods where I don't want to talk to anyone on the phone, but I think that's normal human behavior. What would constitute a perfect day for you? Sorry, guys. What would constitute a perfect day for you? I'm going to say a day where I'm just at home in the garden. Maybe go to thrift store or yard sale. In the wintertime, just being able to stay home and watch a movie. Nothing special. When did you last sing to yourself or to someone else? I probably sing almost every day. It's just a little ditty or whatever. It's really good for you. Humming beats anxiety. If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you want? So you want the mind or the body, you can only pick one, of a 30-year-old. I'm not so vain. I'm going to go with my mind. My body can look like crap. I want my mind to work. I want to have all my scruples about me. These are kind of dark. Do you have a secret hunch about how you will die? Well, I hope I go out with a bang. Name 3 things you and your partner appear to have in common. Well, those are 3 things that you should really ask yourself if you do have a partner, because, sometimes it's just at face value. Sometimes you just hooked up because you were lonely. Don't make that be your love story, please, and thank you. For what in your life do you feel most grateful for? Well, I feel grateful for my life, period. I'm going to say my healthy children. My family. My family is first. If you could change anything about the way you were raised, what would it be? I'm not even going to answer that. Take 4 minutes and tell your partner your life story in as much detail as possible. Well, that is a very bumpy ride. So, yeah. If you could wake up tomorrow having gained any one quality or ability, what would it be? Well, I just would like to be healthy. Maybe be able to... that's a good question. A quality or an ability? Well, I'm pretty fantastic, so I don't know if I'd want to improve on my qualities. I think I'd like the ability to be more physically fit, maybe? I don't know. Okay, so we're going on to set 2. This it's not taking as long as I thought. I thought it would take a long time. And I don't need my glasses. I had to wait because I have to use my son's laptop for this. If a crystal ball could tell you the truth about yourself, your life, the future, or anything else, what would you want to know? Well, I don't believe in crystal balls. I don't believe in all that stuff. I used to very much. It used to give me hope, and but the only thing I believe in now is God's plan. So, but for the sake of the game, I just want to know, even though it's not fun to know how it did or would turn out, I would kind of want to know a little bit. I'd kind of like to not read the last page of my book, not the exact ending bits, but maybe close to the end. How does it end up? Is there something that you've dreamed of doing for a long time, and why haven't you done it? Well, I've already touched on that before. It's acting. I got to get my crap together. What is the greatest accomplishment of your life? I'm going to say my family. I know that's kind of womp womp. What do you value most in friendship? Honesty. I don't care if you're an a-hole and maybe you've done the wrong things, because, at the end of the day, we're all human. We've all made mistakes. Don't ask why I'm playing with my hair. But I'd rather someone be come to me with the truth than whatever. What is your most treasured memory? My most treasured memory. Let's put my family away on the back burner for a second. What is my most treasured memory? I don't even know. What is your most terrible memory? Don't ask. If you knew what in 1 year that you would die suddenly, would you change anything about the way you are living? You are now living. Why? So if you could change one thing, would you change anything about the way you're living now? Yes. I would manage my stress. I would learn, and I give this advice to everyone, learn to just forget what's going on with people, places, or things. Just focus on yourself. Obviously, caring for other people and things like that is not in this mix. But seriously, don't worry about things. It'll work itself out, and only focus on the things that are within your control. Because, we worry about so many things we just have no control over. What does friendship mean to you? The smaller my circle, the better. And that's how I like it. Because I believe if you're riding with me, you're riding with me. Don't pretend like you are. What roles do love and affection play in your life? Well, everyone needs love, even if it's just one single person and it's platonic. And if you don't have that, love your dang self. Love your dang self. Learn to love yourself before you love other people. Alternate sharing something you consider a positive care. What the heck? Oh, hold on. You got to do this with your partner. So share something you consider a positive characteristic of your partner. Share a total of 5 items. This is very interesting because you do have a partner and they can't tell you 5 good things about yourself, 5 good positive characteristics. Bit of a red flag. How close and warm is your family? Do you feel your childhood was happier than most other people's? I only really talked to my own sister, and I don't know. My family's a bunch of dorks, and they know it. And we're going through a rocky road right now. And my childhood there were good times, but I wish, it would have been better. How do you feel about your relationship with your mother? Not good. We are no contact. Do you believe, hold on. Did you have a particularly strong response to any of these questions? Is there anything else you'd like to share concerning any of these questions? How do you feel that our conversation so far has affected how close you feel to me? That's what you would ask your partner. So we're on set 3. We're almost done. Make 3 true we statements for each. For instance, we are both in this room feeling, so you have to do this with your partner, 3 statements. So we're in a good place, we commit to each other, whatever, 3 good statements. Complete this sentence. I wish I had someone with whom I could share, not an ice cream sundae. If you were going to become a close friend with your partner, please share what would be important for him or her to know. If you were going to become a close friend with your partner. So if you weren't partners and you were just going to become friends, what would be important for him or her to know? I don't know, that I have my good days and my bad days. Tell your partner what you like about them. Be honest this time. Why weren't you being honest before? Saying things that you might not say to someone you've just met. I don't know what you would say. But anyways, share with your partner an embarrassing moment in your life. The most embarrassing moment in my life, had many, many, many of them, probably was, never mind. When did you last cry in front of another person or by yourself? I haven't cried lately. I try to cry because it maintains the length of your lashes, ladies and men. It is a natural lash growing serum. So sometimes I just pinch myself to make myself, or I just think of, the men in my life that have broken my heart, and I just try to get the tears flowing. Tell your partner something that you like about them already. Well, hopefully there's a few things. What, if anything, is too serious to be joked about? Well, I have a dark sense of humor, so you're not really going to offend me, but I will say that, what is that comedian's name? He actually got a talk show after he made this horrible, horrible joke about a missing child. So yeah. What was his name? Jeffries. So yeah, those things to me aren't funny. I try to find the funny in all things, even if it is dark, but there's certain things, no. If you were to die this evening with no opportunity to communicate with anyone, what would you regret not having told someone? Why haven't you told them yet? We have a rule in my house, or with my sons at least, that even if we're mad, we just had a screaming match, we hate each other, all the things. When we leave this house, we tell each other we love each other. That is a rule I put forth when they were little kids, and they seem to have gotten a hold of it. They've kept that rule. Even when they're mad, goodbye, I love you. Your house, containing everything you own, catches fire. After saving your loved ones and pets, you have time to safely make a final dash to save one item. What would it be and why? I'm going to say my journals and my writings and stuff like that. It's just a folder. I actually keep it by the door because we've had a house fire before. It's a whole story. We'll save that for another day. Of all the people in your family, whose death would you find most disturbing and why? That's kind of a dark question. I don't even want to think about that. Share a personal problem and ask your partner's advice on how he or she might handle it. Also, ask your partner to reflect to you how you seem to be feeling about the problem you have chosen. Well, if they're already your partner, they would already know if you're having a personal problem. But that's something that maybe something other than like household stuff or other responsibilities you share. A problem that you're having, how would they handle it? And that's something that you guys should be talking about all the time. Like, you should always, relationships diminish when people stop communicating with each other, right? Life becomes a chore. You're just trying to get through it. And your partner becomes your roommate of sorts. You're not, the spark kind of goes down and, so it's important to do things separate from household responsibilities, chores and things, date nights, etc. Really good. And then there's just 3 little follow-up questions, which if you did it with yourself, you might not answer, but if you did it with a partner, you would. Do you feel like answering these questions has brought us closer? Were there things that you hesitated or are still hesitant to share? And did any emotions come up while answering these questions that surprised you? And you would be amazed how many people don't have certain conversations. Like me, I'm an overshare, if anything, unfortunately. So if you do know me, like I'll tell you stuff. Could be having a good day and all of a sudden I talk about some deep, dark secret or something like that. So, but you would be amazed at how many people aren't like that. Like, I'll ask people, so where did your husband or wife, what was their, whatever, did they do this in, a certain year? So, I don't know. I mean, you don't know. You guys you don't talk about your past or your present or what's going on. They just don't talk. They just, like I said, people get overwhelmed by life itself and they're just going through the motions and they forget to, what was your favorite childhood memory, right? What did you want to be when you grew up? What was your favorite accomplishment? What would you like to do if I could snap my fingers and make any dream come true? What would it be? Those things. Anywho, that was fun. I liked it. I love trivia things, and even though that wasn't really intelligent based, it's kind of fun. Anyways, guys, be good or be bad. Bye.